All right. Welcome to this channel. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so pumped up to, uh, for the guest that we have today. And her name is Dr. Hajira. And she hails from South Africa. And she's doing some amazing things. I met her when we were interviewing potential businesses to join our peer Africa SME CEOs peer support group, which is part of, and her story was amazing. And I would want you to hear the story and pick up whatever lessons that you can learn or whatever insights that you can gather for your own business. So, Dr. Hajira, you are most welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, I know what you do, but the audience out there do not know what you do. So, this would be a good time to talk about. So, can you tell me about a little bit about your business in terms of what you do and what products or services that you offer?
Okay, so I'm the founder of Fitness Junction, which is a gym company. So I opened it in 2018. And the crux of Fitness Junction is that we provide commercial gym services to the township market. So we're taking the quality services that you would expect in suburbs and in cities, and we're taking it to the townships. And so the products and services are similar to what you would get in a highly commercial gym. We have fitness studios, we have a aerobic studio, we have a spinning studio, we have strength training, aerobic machines, we have free weights, and then as an extra, we also have childcare for those children that come with their mothers, so that mothers can come to the gym, and that's a free service. So it's it's a 360-degree type of service, which is a gym, and then with child service, and we also have a juice bar for all the nutritional snacks and small items and attire, gym attire that we have as well, and sell at retail.
Wow, wow, that's incredible. That's incredible. I think I don't know if there's this fitness company, I think based in, when I was in Dallas, Texas, called Lifetime, and I don't even know whether they offer this, 360 kind of experience that you are offering, So kudos to you. It's amazing. So actually, what motivated you to get into this space? I'm quite curious.
My background is in physiotherapy, so I've always been in the movement sciences. I started as a physiotherapist, clinical, then I went into sports physiotherapy. And from there, then I did my master's and my PhD, focusing mainly on physical activity. And so that slowly took me towards fitness. I moved slowly from clinical to sports and then back into fitness, and that's where I found my niche area. And so the PhD study actually was the one that opened my eyes to the lack of fitness facilities in townships, because all the chronic diseases are rising so phenomenally in townships and in Black areas. And one of the reasons for that is lack of access to physical activity. So I thought, okay, what can I do about it? And I then decided to provide access to those people to the same facilities, same quality, same programs, same services, just taking them to where the people are. Yeah.
Wow. Actually, to just broaden the scope for this kind of phenomenon about chronic conditions is not just prevalent in South Africa. It's in most of sub-Saharan Africa.
Yes.
I think right now, these kind of chronic diseases are almost overtaking the in the past they used to have these kind of communicable diseases and TBs and others. This time around, I think the lifestyle diseases have overtaken.
Yes, it's true. Yeah.
So what you're doing is actually very, very, very needed in many parts of sub-Saharan, many parts. And I'm excited about that. I really wish that there was something like that near me, because to me, the market is green. Even in Ghana here, I don't see much. So the market is green. So one day I'm looking for a franchise, right?
Yes,
So
see, you'll get it.
yes,
Yeah,
we'll talk about the business side soon. So
yeah.
what are the current projects or initiatives that you currently are working on
Okay.
in your location?
Yeah. COVID woke me up to the exorbitant rates of shopping centers and the unreasonableness of landlords. And so when we were closed down for 5.5 months, I realized that I had to change my model. So I've now changed my model, and from now on, I'm going to move away from being in a shopping center to a new model where we buy a house, demolish it, and turn it into a fitness center. So it becomes
Okay.
like a 600 meter squared, 700 meter square facility, depending on how big the stand is. And then we rezone it from, residential to
Residential.
business, which
Okay.
which then works very well for us. So that's the new model that I've come up with, and that's what we're working on right now. So I'm currently at the point where I've gone through the feasibility and viability studies for the new model. Everything looks much, much better than the way that we're doing it now. And I'm now at the point where we are just, knocking on angel funders' doors to try and
Yeah.
now roll out this new model. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I was gonna ask that, but I'll probably wrap it up in a bigger context. So, what do you? I was going to talk about I was going to ask you a question about the funding so far, but let me wrap it up in a bigger context. So, what has been your major challenge since inception, and how have you been able to navigate around those challenges?
Yeah, my major challenge has been cash flow because I bootstrapped. I have never been funded. I took my pension funds, the pension savings, and started the Pretoria one. So everything has been running from my pocket, and you feel hamstrung in that,
Yes.
even though there are things you want to do, you can't. And when COVID hit and we were closed for 5.5 months, we then went into huge arrears with the
Yes. Yes.
landlord. So that's why even now we're still paying back the arrears. We nearly finished with them, but we're still in the process, even though we're back to being profitable again. But it
Right.
all then goes back to paying back the arrears. So it's always been my biggest challenge has been lack of access to funds when I need them, because I always have to negotiate with the supplier, negotiate with this one and say, I'll pay you month end, negotiate. So
Yeah.
my negotiation skills have become very good because of them.
I think it's true. I think it's true. You see, they said that in life there's two sides to everything.
Mm.
Every problem that you face, it has the good and the bad. There's never a
Oh,
problem that never has any good side. You
oh, of
know,
course, of
yeah.
course.
When you have you seen a piece of bread, right, or a slice of bread
Yeah,
with just a single side?
no,
Yes. So
yeah,
so the bread, no matter how it is, it has two sides. One is
yes,
going to be positive, one is going to be negative. So
definitely,
the
definitely.
negative side was that you have to go through a lot of stress. The positive
Yes.
side is that you're learning a lesson out of it.
I'm
So
learning a
that
huge lesson, because even the
yeah,
model that I came up with is because of the stress. And
yeah,
this model is proving to be going to be very much more profitable than the current model. So if the stress wasn't there, I would have relaxed, and stayed with the current
exactly.
model. Yeah, definitely.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. So bootstrapping business is it's not easy.
Mm.
Particularly if you have very ambitious plans and that kind of thing. I understand how that can hinder your growth and how can hinder your vision and your dream, basically. So my fingers are crossed for you in terms of raising this round of funding. And
Thank you.
so yeah, so in that context, what do you think are some of the assuming you're able to unlock the funding um, within the next couple of weeks or maximum a month? what are some of your plans for the future?
Okay.
If money was not an issue.
Yes. We're planning to scale nationally, but firstly focusing on the province where we are, Gauteng, which is the main, economic hub of the country. So
Yes.
my aim is to be in as many townships as possible, just
Right.
organically enter as many townships as possible. And because of this new model, we have worked it out that we can actually roll out 5 in a year because of the
Oh, wow.
simplistic model. Yeah, because of it's such a simple model to roll out. It we could actually do 3 to 5 in a year, and and cover, and then go to the other provinces that are surrounding, and then later on go to the extra provinces. And who knows, maybe one day I'll be in Ghana. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. We would love to have you here. I kid you not. That's a massive service. That's a needful service. Let me put it that way. Particularly the model that you're talking about. And for me, it's not just the physical building, right? It's the packaging of the knowledge base and democratizing that knowledge base across multiple outlets. I believe if you're able to figure that out, I think it's going to be amazing, because there's a lot of people who are struggling. Yes, they know that they could go to the gym, but if they go to the gym, then what? What should they do?
Yes, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What should they eat? Knowing that most of the food that we have, particularly for developing countries, is just full of carbs.
Yes.
So what should I eat? At what time should I eat it? Right. And who monitors what for me? So it's a holistic thing. What I'm talking about is what attracts me to your model is the holistic approach that you have to it, backed by the fact that you have the science or the knowledge of the science behind it. Anybody can run a gym, but they don't have the knowledge base that you have.
Yes,
and I believe that needs to be pushed.
Yes, yeah, that's very true. Yeah. So the other thing that we're working on now is a franchise model. So our aim is that by next year we'll be starting to sell franchises into the smaller townships. So those entrepreneurs who are also in the fitness industry, people who want to enter the fitness industry, can then start buying franchises from us. Yeah, we've started with the systems and the procedure manuals and that kind of thing. So we should be ready by 2024 to roll out. Yeah.
Amazing. So how do you, or let me put it this way, how is client awareness like in South Africa? One of the things that the import of my question is I would just want to see how accepting have people become to physical fitness in your view. How accepting has it been?
There's a huge demand. There's a huge demand and a huge movement for physical activity and for fitness. And I think COVID has actually accelerated it, because with the COVID messaging, people now know that, the healthier you are, the lesser your chances of you dying from it. You might get it, but it will not be as extreme as you would if you were not. So even before COVID, there was a huge movement. Running clubs were sprouting everywhere in the townships. Cycling clubs, people, back in the garage, they would have 1 or 2 equipment. Starting gyms like that, the back door type of gyms. So there is a huge movement. For the young guys, it's more of an aesthetic thing that they look good with the 6 packs. But for people our age group, they're really waking up to the necessity, because they go to the doctors and the doctor says you must start exercising, and then they think of us, when they start and become pre-diabetic, and so there's a huge awareness. And I've realized even when we get radio interviews, and there's a huge listenership and people ask as many questions as possible, and you can see there's a consciousness. Everyone wants to know, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to start? Okay, and what about me? When are you coming to us? I get a lot of questions and a lot of inquiries. When are you coming to our township? And I always say, give me the money, I'll come. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, awesome. So how is your model like? Is it a membership, monthly membership model, or is working? How is it like?
We have contracts. So we
Okay.
have 6 months, 12 months, 24 and 36. Those are the biggest contracts that we have. Then we have student contracts and we have pensioners contracts, which are priced differently. But
Different,
we
yes.
have month-to-month contracts as well for those people who are not really resident in the area, and they'll come and tell you, no, I'm only here for a month, or I'm only here, to do some work. Then we have those. And we have 1 day payments. If you just want to come in for 1 day because
Yes.
you're there for a day, we do. So we try to cater for everyone. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Wow, wow, wow. So the so in terms of marketing, how do people get into your door? What do you do to get them into your door?
Our biggest tool is in the area where we are. We still use the old methods of pamphlets
Okay.
and flyers. That really
Okay.
works
It
because
works, yes.
yes, because we stand at intersections and hand out flyers to motorists that are passing. We go to schools. We go door to door. Drop flyers at the people's doors. We go to churches. So we do local mobilization the old way. And then we also do Facebook, which is the most performing one amongst the social
Digital.
networks. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have the website. You can even join through the website.
Okay.
And we just now started to go into TikTok because of our student membership, we have huge student numbers because we are close to a university, to a university
Okay.
of technology.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, so we're now entering TikTok as well because we were doing Instagram Reels and we see that the Reels are really performing well. So we're taking them into TikTok as well. Then I get a lot of interviews, which really, really helps me because, if you had to advertise on a radio, it would be a lot of money. So I
Yes.
get invites here and there, different radio stations, and I really try to use those interviews to really talk a lot about us and sell us to whoever is listening. Yeah. And that's how people in other townships know about us. People across South Africa know about us. It's mainly through the newspapers, the interviews, and the online magazines and those kinds of things. So then they follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I think your marketing channels are spot on. Wow.
Thank you.
So that's awesome. So from our standpoint, what can my audience, our audience here, do to support your business? Well, what can we do to support? If you are watching, just listen to it. What do you need to do to support her? She's doing an amazing work, and I just want one day to her services to be everywhere on the continental campus. Yes.
Follow us on our social media pages. Follow us on Facebook. We are Fitness Junction ZA, and then on Instagram, Fitness Junction _ South Africa. Then our website as well is fitnessjunction.co.za. But I think if you follow us on our social networks, you'll be able to see how we develop. And when we start selling franchises, buy a franchise, please.
That is amazing.
You can sell you master franchise for Nairobi and then come to Nairobi and support you.
Exactly. I tell you what, I think fitness is always going to be a great franchise to have. Yes, it's going to be a great franchise because there's always going to be the need for it because of the trajectory of our lifestyle. This sedentary lifestyle and those kind of things. Fitness is important. What good is it making all the money and then your health will not support you enjoying it?
Yes, not true. Yeah. Very true.
Yes. Amazing. So the final question I'm going to ask you is what advice do you have for young people, yes, particularly ladies who want to jump onto this to own their own businesses, run their own businesses, be an entrepreneur, particularly in the context of Africa? What advice do you have?
I think just that, looking at my example, if I had waited for funding, I would still be waiting even today. So take the little that you have, start small, have a lean type of operation, keep growing slowly but slowly, organically. Don't wait for the perfect day. It will never come. And just overcome your fears and just keep pushing and go for it. Yeah, I think that's what I would say to them. Yeah. And don't only stick to women businesses, hair and makeup. There's a lot that you can do as women. So explore other avenues where you can make money, except the typical stereotypical avenues where people want to see us. Yeah.
I agree. I fully agree with that. Amazing, amazing. So if people want to get in touch with you, where should they go? Should they be the social media handles that you mentioned, or there are other avenues that they can reach out to you?
They can email me. I'm
okay.
Hajira. It's Hajira at fitnessjunction.co.za, or they can find me on LinkedIn. It's Dr. Hajira Mashego, PhD in brackets. I think those are the easiest way to get hold of me directly. Yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. Hey, you've been amazing, Hajira. You are awesome, and I look forward to seeing a fitness junction near me.
Same here.
So wherever the funding is going to come from, it should come quickly so that I see a fitness junction near me. You've been phenomenal, and you've been an amazing part of our group as well. So we are so happy. We wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Isaac.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome. Awesome. Okay.